A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Direct Tax CMA final batch. This would be for your 2026 and early 2027 examinations. And this probably will be the last set where you will be studying under the old Income Tax Act, because from 2027 onwards, as they've announced, it's going to be the new Income Tax Act. So this year, whatever you study will be the last time that you study the old Income Tax Act, right? So this would be an exam-oriented batch, my dear friends. Of course, we'll be doing a lot of analysis, etc. Having said that, it's going to be an exam-oriented batch. So thank you so much for trusting me and enrolling in our classes. So we will be having classes regularly every day. And Saturday, Sunday, we'll try to extend wherever possible. And some days I'll give you off also, don't worry, in the middle here and there. But there'll be classes continuously. 1 or 2 days here and there in the middle of all that you need, no? That okay. So let's try to put in around 2.5 to 3 hours every single day so that we are going in that flow. And if there's any problem, any issue, you can always message me right here for you. You also have the on WhatsApp, you can message, no problem, or you can message on the chat window here. So I hope everybody else is on board. So with that, let's begin. So are you excited, all of you guys? Yes or no? Are you ready? Forget about excitement. Are you ready? It's most important. So first and foremost, people feel that DT is very tough. Actually, it's not. It's one of the easiest subjects ever. So don't worry about it. We are here to make it very easy. There is nothing here to come and say, I'm not here going to scare you that, oh, DT is very difficult, you cannot do it, nothing like that. It's one of the most easiest subjects ever. You just need to trust the process and go with the flow, right? So whenever you can, please keep messaging on the chat window so that I know that you are there, okay? And in the live button, just click on live properly so that it goes to the last area where it is live and the latency is very less. Okay, right. So my dear friends, very simple. I just want to tell you that let's see how it goes. So basically, guys, you have already got module number 1, which is a colored book. So this will be the direct taxes one, and then you will also would have got module number 2, which is the international taxation. So the Q&A vault, I'm preparing a very interesting question and answers vault. It will also reach you very shortly. So this will have all the important questions and all the important, answers the way you should write the examination purposes. So I'll be sending this to you very shortly. So just hold on. So these 3 books are there with all of you. So it will be good enough for you to understand everything. Apart from that, the feedback that I've always received is that the amendment should be kept separately so that it will be easier for us to understand what are the amendments, etc. Because the Finance Act 2025 is such that some amendments are coming from 1/4/2025, whereas some amendments are coming from 1/4/2026. So people are like, sir, please keep that separately. This is the general amendment. The thing that I got, that amendment should be kept in a separate booklet. So this I have also given you an amendment booklet. Hard copy will reach you very soon, but soft copy you already have. So let me just show you that. So this would be our module number 1, my dear friends. All of you will have this, yes or no. There's all the things here. And then this would be the amendment booklet. So rather than giving the amendments in the book itself and then you will not know where to check the amendments. So this is the feedback that I got in the last batch. They said, sir, make the amendment separately so that one day before the exam and we are going through, we will be doing all these things. And necessary changes we can make in the book wherever needed, but then they said amendment should be separate so that we'll have exactly, we know what has changed from when it is changed also, right? So you see all these things. So things are changing, correct? So that is the reason. Assessment year, previous year, all those things. Certain things are proposed to be changed, certain things are remaining the same. So certain things are effective date is from some other date. So we need to be very careful. what is to be done, what is not to be done. Okay, there are not many changes I've given you. See, these are the important DT amendments for May 26. It seems so many amendments are there, but not much. Okay, don't worry. So what we have given here is we have uh, that's exactly where to insert this, what is the before amendment, what is after amendment, what is the logic behind all these things. Everything is given, so it becomes very easy for you. And this material, if you see, my dear friends, these are all the chapters that we have: introduction and tax rates. Second chapter would be profit and gains of business and profession. Easy. Then income from capital gains, and we have income from other sources. All that, whatever you have already seen. So, what is the institute material designed? I've redesigned it into this IFOS payment based reductions. Some of the topics are important. Some of the topics are more in CA inter, but we still it's there in finance, so we have to brush through, right? And the other your business trusts, liquidation, charitable trust, religious trust, TDS, and all those things. These are the important other chapters. And of course, we have our very important, what do you say, assessment procedure as well. Okay, this is how it is going to be, right? So apart from that, a few of the sessions I'll also give you, you know, an extra recording backup so that you can go through that. Okay, all right. And especially for the ones who are attending live, I'll also give you some extra benefits also, my dear friends. On that note, shall we begin, all of you? Yes or no? Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? Come on. I want some Josh in the chat window. Are you able to access the chat? Please message me on the chat window, all of you. Yes, guys. Great. Awesome. Brilliant. Brilliant. Super. Thank you. Let's begin. A1. Okay, let's begin A1. Page number A1, guys. Page number A. Ramya, don't worry. It is, you can definitely use this. Yes, don't worry. Yeah, not a problem. See, whether you're writing in 27, 28, 29, 30, doesn't matter, because your income tax act 25, no, it is the same as 1961 with some cosmetic changes here and there. Section numbers will be changing here and there. Apart from that, it's predominantly the same, so don't worry. Even if you are writing in 27, 28, 29, don't worry. So amendments, again, I'll be releasing on YouTube also. Whenever it is, you can see the amendments and close it. See, the foundation remains the same. We are doing the foundation and then adding some extra masala to it. The extra masala can be added later also, no problem. I just told you that in 26 and early part of 27, that is Jan 27, etc. The, what do you say, Income Tax Act 1961 you'll be studying. That's all. After that, it's going to be 2025 Income Tax Act. It is, I always thought it was new wine in new bottle. It is actually old wine in old bottle only, and the packaging they have changed. That's it, nothing else. Some cosmetic changes, some sections have been removed, so you can easily, once the foundation is set, everything else becomes easy. Okay, good. Let's begin. So, introduction, right? And what do you say? Tax rates. But before that, along with that, you can keep writing also. Always maintain one running notes. So this running notes will help us write everything, all the important points. I'll also be writing along with you, and some portions I will show you also whatever I've written, but mostly I'll be writing along with you, so you can write along with me, and it will help you also. Okay. So maintain a separate book. So guys, there are three legs. There are three legs of, what do you say? Or I would say three pillars of our entire way law is being framed. One is called as the legislature. One is called as the judiciary, and one is called as the executive. Right? Legislature, what do? They make the law. Legislature makes the law. Judiciary, that is the judge, only interprets the law. And the executive is where They ensure that the law is executed to the fullest degree. So here you have your IAS officers, Indian Foreign Service officers, Indian Forest Service officers, Indian Legal Service officers, and this is all for other departments, but we have for Indian Revenue Service. These will be your tax department. This will be your tax department, IRS. So here you have, of course, all the big shots. You have the principal chief commissioner of income tax, chief commissioner of income tax, commissioner of income tax, upper level, middle level, and all those things you will have. So if you see what I'm talking about, the executive is, if you check here in this chapter, if you go, right, when you're discussing this, here 2.1 to 2.7, no, when you go there, you will see the income tax officers list. This, especially this chapter, is not very important in terms of examination, but you should know who are the main people who are there. So that is your income tax authorities that we should know, right? So like that, you will have. I mean, if I come to that particular page 2.1, let me just show you that. This is what you will get there. They're also in that list, right? So this would be the executive. You go to page Z 2.1, you'll get this. So directly from the top, PCCIT, PDGIT, CCIT, these are all the top fellows. Guys, many times you would have heard this word AO, yes or no, assessing officer. Those are these people. Additional Commissioner of Income Tax, Joint Commissioner of Income Tax, Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax, Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax Officers. These guys, whenever you hear the name AO, these people will be called as the AO. So tomorrow onwards, whenever you hear the word assessing officer, it means these guys. Under them, there'll be these gundas, full, gym body. These people are called TRO, tax recovery officers. And last but not the least, we have what? Inspectors of income tax, lowest level. ITO they call it. You would have heard, no, ITO, income tax officer. Actually, all these people are also ITO, income tax officers only. But generally, the lowest level, you call it as ITO. Those are also officers only, no? Right? And these things, these people are called as assessing officers. So that's the basic structure, just for your knowledge. Okay, we'll discuss more in depth later. Very much, don't worry about it. Lot of discussions to do, my dear friends. Now let's come back to this. Right. So once we are comfortable with the subject, and as I told you, I'm also preparing the Q&A material, and I'll share that with you. And then we will be solving Q&A. 2 days will only be Q&A, so that you'll also know the practical side of things. It's not just theory. You have to solve a lot of sums. We'll do it. And what best than to solve previous year's question papers and concept-based questions? That is what we're going to solve. Now, all these income tax officers that I have showed you now, these guys, right? Earlier, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you had to go meet them and then discuss everything face to face. But now this entire process has become faceless. Faceless. Assessment is also faceless. Appeals also is faceless. Everything has become faceless. And when I say faceless, there is a big organization which is again taken the help of Infosys. 5,000 people plus are working in that. It is called as the Centralized Processing Center, CPC, that is in Bangalore. Centralized Processing Center, everything is done there. This is just for your understanding. Okay, now moving on. Is that clear, all of you? You can put a thumbs up or whatever it is. Give me a high five on the screen only. Easy. This is all basics. There's no great brains used to be used in this, but just basic. Yes or no, all of you? Just put a yes or no or a thumbs up or whatever, that I know you're alive. I also should know that you're alive, no? Correct? What if you sleep off? Taking online class like this, you sleep? No. Yes. Great. Perfect. Shakti, are you also here? Yes, perfect. Good. Okay, guys. So in the Income Tax Act, let's see the structure now. Structure. Structure. So in the Income Tax Act 1961. So Ramya, for you, this will change a little bit because I'm just talking about the section numbers, chapter numbers, that not will change later. So that you just see that later. Don't worry. Okay. 2025 is different from 1961 with respect to these changes. That's it. So we have around 23 chapters. This is the numbering. As far as numbers are concerned, there are 23. But some we have chapter 6 is there, chapter 6A is there. So will you count it as one chapter or two chapters? If I take the numbers as such, it is just 23. But if I take the count, the chapter 6 and chapter 6A will be two chapters. But the count wise, it is only, I mean, the number wise, it is only one, 6. But 6 and 6A, two counts are there, like that I'm saying. So count will be around 49. Count will be around 49. Here is the basic structure. Then sections which are there in that. There are roughly around 298 in number. In section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, like that, 298. But guys, there are actually 500, 400, 500 sections because you have 10, 10A, 10AA, 10AAA, like that. So, like that, that's innumerable. So, it is around 298 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's not 298 sections. There are loads that you leave, no problem. Then there are schedules. What does schedules do? Schedules just give formats or something more to the existing sections. There are around 14 schedules. There are around 14 schedules. So this is the structure. And the regulatory body. What is the regulatory body for tax? It is the CBDT. Central Board of Direct Taxes. CBDT. In section 295. First of all, section numbers and all, if you can remember, you remember, otherwise it's okay, no problem. The lawmaker will give you, I mean, the evaluator will give you marks based on the analysis of the section and how you have written the section, but it is not about the section number. If you write the section number, great. If you don't know, it's okay. You should not write the wrong section number. And also, whatever legal language is there, that exact language need not be written. Exact language need not be written. You just write the normal stuff, law in your own words, that is good enough. Okay. So people feel DT is very difficult. It's not. It's very easy. You just need to have that right mindset. Once you have the mindset, everything will be fine. Right. So regulatory body, CBDT. CBDT under section 295, no, will frame the rules. So Central Board of Direct Taxes will have the ability and the power. Where is the power given? Section 295. To frame what? To frame the rules. So rules they will frame, which whereby they will give you the procedure. Then they can give you the notifications, and they will also give you circulars. What is the circular do? Circular is given to the income tax officer. Circular is always given to the income tax officer. The CBDT's understanding of the section is a circular, and it's like an instruction given to the ITO saying that look, this is how you should interpret, this is how you should do. Circular is like an internal document. Notification, on the other hand, is binding on everybody. Notification is binding. Rules basically is your procedure. Rules means your procedure of doing something. Notification, on the other hand, is what? It is binding on the SSC also. It binds the SSC. Notification also is like an explanation of the law, but it will give more clarity on the law aspect, and it is binding on whom? It is binding on everybody, including SSC. Whereas circular is only, it binds whom? It only binds the income tax officer. Only binds the income tax officer. Alright, guys, are we clear? So this is the structure. So this is the structure. So if you want, I mean, if you have not written it down, you can just click a picture or something. This is the basic structure. Examination 100% it will not come. You cannot take that from me in writing, but the thing is, you should know the basic stuff that we have. There you can just click a quick picture. If you have not written down that. Keep taking pictures also, because I mean you may not write down fast, but then you cannot actually go back and see that later. Okay, yeah. So in this is the basic stuff. So generally, section number 2, there are some other concepts with concepts. Generally, definition is always given in section number 2 in most of the legislations, except a few. Like insolvency and bankruptcy code, you have section number 3 and section number 5 for definition. Then negotiable instruments act is a different section. Generally, definition is always given in section number 2. So if I open section number 2 in the Where Act, wherever needed, we will be opening the Where Act also. You don't have to do it. I'll do it. Don't worry. You can check the Where Act in the income tax website only. They have given Where Act. You can check there. But since I have the what do you say, taxman subscription, I will be using this whenever needed. So you see, definitions are always given in 2, and it will always be in alphabetical order, right? You would have seen something this, provided that, you would have seen in many places, provided that, in many sections you will see provided that, provided also that. So let me just show you one random section. In every section that you will see, it will be there. See, provided that, provided further that, provided that, provided further that, so many like that. So we'll just discuss about that 2 minutes, then we'll. And in the definition also, you see, means. Here also, means. Here also means. But in some cases includes. See, assessment definition it says includes. Most of the cases it says means, but in assessment it says includes. What is it? So just a 2-minute discussion on that. Generally, the definition as the word means. When I use the word means, it means it is exhaustive. It means it is exhaustive. Restrictive means what? No other meaning can be given. When I use the word means, it means that no other meaning can be given except this. If I say this batch means the best students, it means it's the best. There is no better, there is no good. You are the best. Can I give any other meaning? No. So 90% plus of the definitions in all laws will be means. Means lawmaker is telling, please don't go here and there, stick to the point. This is it. That's the meaning of means. But if I use the word includes, it means okay. If I say this batch of DT students includes OK students, just an example. Which means what am I trying to tell? There are good students anyway. It also includes some OK students. But if I say this batch includes good students, I'm trying to tell generally students are okay, but it also includes good students. So includes means you already know something, but it also includes this part. That is the meaning of includes. But as I told you, 90% plus definition will be the word means. What is means? Exhaustive or restrictive. Restrictive means what? It is restricted only to that particular definition. When I say this batch means the best students, it means it is the best. No other, don't go anywhere else. It's restricted to only that meaning. Everybody with me? Yes or no? Yes or no? Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, or thank or yes, no, whatever. Please tell me. At any point of time, if you have a doubt, please message me, guys. That is why you guys are attending the live batch because there is live interaction. Right? Okay, super. Perfect. Great, super. Moving on. Moving on, guys. You would have seen no provided, provided, provided. What is that? Right. You will have provided that, provided further that, provided also. So this is called as a proviso. So after every section or a subsection, there is a proviso. As you know, this you may know, right? You'll, if I just take some random number, it's some random thing, okay? It's not Income Tax Act. This is called a section number. This is called subsection number. This is clause. This is subclause. Means subclause A of subsection of subclause A of clause G of subsection 1 of section 274. That's what it means. So section, subsection, clause, subclause. So under each subsection or under each clause, depending wherever it can be positioned, there is a proviso. There may be a proviso. If it is just one proviso, it says provided that. Below that, if there is one more, provided further that. Below that, if there is one more, provided also that. Fourth one, if it's there, is it provided also? Also? No, it is also. So After 3, it will become also. Provided that, provided further that, provided also that, provided also that, provided also that, provided also that, and it keeps on going if need be. It is called as a proviso. What does a proviso do? Proviso adds on to a subsection or gives an exception to a subsection. Adds on or give an exception. It could be, it is restricted to that section or subsection itself, wherever it is. It is restricted only to that. When I use the word proviso, it doesn't mean that it applies to the entire act. It applies only to that particular clause or to that particular part. So if you see, for example, here, one we saw, see, provided that this proviso is part of this definition, this clause, number C. Right? This proviso is only giving an exception or addition to this only, nothing else. That's how you should interpret. Everywhere else in the Bare Act, this is the thing. Section 1, subsection, sorry, section 274, subsection 1, clause G, subclause A. The only exception is the definition section. In the definition section, it is section 2. Next will be laws. Subsection is not there. For example, here you see section 2, section 1, section 2, section 2 is their definition. Clause 1, clause 1A, clause 1B, clause 1C, clause 2, like that. After section, what comes? Clause comes. Subsection does not come. Section 2, clause 1, section 2, clause 1A, section 2, clause 1B, like that. Hope you got it, guys. Because in section 2, each point is different. It is not a subsection, it is a different clause. Section 2, clause 1, section 2, clause 1A, section 2, clause 1B, section 2, clause 1C, like that. Section 2, clause 2, clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, it's different. Clause 6, clause 7, right? It is not section 2, subsection 7, no. It is section 2, clause 7, because each definition is different. So you cannot call it as a subsection. Each one is different, right? Agriculture SSE is different from definition of approved superannuation fund. There is no link to it only. That is why it's called clause. Everybody with me on this? The only exception where section is followed by clause is only section 2. In every case, it is section, subsection, clause, subclause. Everybody with me? Yes or no? Basics. Just basics. All of you with me? Okay. Cool. So some concept questions also I'll be giving you. I'll send you a soft copy of the concept questions here and there. But the main book I will give you, that will be your, what do you say, main, when you are solving, we'll solve that. This concept question here and there, you can just go through that. That's nothing great in that, okay? Just for your understanding, we'll see that. We'll solve. Just the first day, Lord, many days to go. Don't worry. So this is regarding the definitions, guys. Right. Now coming to our Finance Act. Our Finance Act for our 2026 and early 2027 examinations would be which one? 25, 26. Which one? Which Finance Act? Finance Act 2025. Finance Act 2025. So, Finance Act 2025 means budget created by Nirmala Madam in the year 2025. Dominantly, it will come in February, as you know, right? And this would be applicable for the year where the income tax is calculated, where the income is taken into consideration from 1st April 2025 to 31st March 2026. So the income part is calculated from 1st April 25 to 31st March 20. And this income is generated for this year. So the entire income that you generate during this year, you will pay tax for that year. Your tax deducted source will be taken into account. Everything will happen this year, 1/4/2025 to 31st March 2026. There ends the matter. But this income will be assessed. The AO, as you saw, no, those AO, assisting officers, those fellows will say, okay, let me pick up this particular person. Let me pick up this person. That person is called SSE. Let me pick up this person, SSE. And let me check his income, whether he is showing correct or not, whether he has calculated correctly or not. That year starts from 1st April 2026 to 31st March 2027. This is the year in which income is assessed. Income is assessed. This is called as assessment year. Income will not be taken off this year. Income of this year will be assessed in this year. That is why, since the income is being assessed in this year, income of which year is being assessed? Income of not 26-27, income of 25-26 will be assessed. That is why income of 25-26 is called as previous year. Income of 25-26 is called previous year. 25-26 is called previous year, 26-27 is called assessment year. So our Finance Act 2025 25-26 is called previous year, 26-27 is called assessment year. You get it, guys? Yes or no? Did you get the logic of previous year assessment year? All of you? Yes, no? Come on. So our attempt will be just this. Income of which year will be taken into account? 1/4/2025 to 31st March 2026. And it will be assessed when? 1/4/2026 to 31st March 2027. So that is why it is like this. So we have to study which one. So my assessment year, generally the Finance Act number and the previous year number is the same. And your attempt years and your assessment years will be the same. So assessment year is 26-27. Your attempt also 26-27. When I say 27, it's not full 27. It is just that January attempt which comes for CA. Right? Yeah. There onwards, other things. Basically, it's the same. 2024 with some amendments will be 25. Like that. That's all. The only changes in 26 onwards, when 27 onwards, it will be, what do you say? The new income tax act, which is actually, as I told you, few sections are deleted here and there, nothing much. No worries. You leave over that. So your examination year will match the assessment year. As simple as that. But this is the concept of Finance Act. So for our attempt now, these classes are strictly for which attempt? All the attempts in 2026 and the early attempts of 2027. From May 27 onwards, Income Tax Act 2025 will come into the picture. Okay. So, are we done with this? Going on. When I talk about income, I should see the manner in which it is laid down. So, income tax is always calculated on the income. And income, in the Income Tax Act, we should see the manner in which it is laid down. Which means income can be anything. Today, you guys have paid me fees. Is it income? Yes. Tomorrow, you will become a chartered accountant and or a company secretary or a CMA, and you will start, what do you say? Earning money. Is it income? Yes. You're earning stipend. Is it income? Yes. You'll earn salary. Is it income? Yes. You'll, with that salary, later you will leave your job and you'll do business. Is that income? Yes. With that income, you'll buy a house and you'll start giving that house on rent. Is that income? Yes. So, what is income? Income has a wide meaning, wide meaning. So, income and the manner in which it is laid down is what you need to understand. Those things, that's why those are called as the heads of income. Income, the manner in which it is laid down, is called as heads of income. We have various heads of income. Income from salary. This will be my section 11 to section 17. Income from house property. Section 22 to Section 27. Income from profit and gains of business and profession, popularly called as PGBP. Section 28 to Section 44 DV. Income from capital gain. Section 45 to Section 55 capital A. Come from other sources. Section 56 to Section 59. So the lawmaker says in the manner laid down in the act. What do you mean by the manner laid down in the act? This is the manner. Salary, gross property, PGBP, capital gain, IFOS. This is the manner laid down in the act. And all this income, apart from this, something called as clubbing of income provisions. Income will be clubbed. Income of the minor will be clubbed in the hands of the father or parents. Income of one spouse will be clubbed in the hands of the other spouse. So basically, to cheat, one spouse who's not earning money and the spouse who's earning money will transfer the amount to the person who's not earning money, so that to reduce the tax burden. Clubbing. Section 60 to 65. Then you have, if there are any losses, it is set off against income. If you cannot set off, it will be carried forward to next year. There is something called set off and carry forward. It is section 70 to section 78. Then you have exemption. A lot of exemptions are given in section 10. Deductions are given. Section 54 deduction. Chapter 6A deduction. Then you have standard deduction. So within the same head, if you do a deduction, it's called as standard deduction. For example, house property, the standard deduction. They'll not give you any leeway for expenses. Directly, there's a standard deduction, 30%. Right? So intra head is called standard deduction. Within the same head, intra head, standard deduction. Example. But from overall income also, certain things are deducted. That is your chapter 6 deduction. This is a deduction from GTI. Deduction from GTI. What is that? Deduction from gross total income. So chapter 6 deduction will be your deduction from the gross total income. Otherwise, you only have what? Intra-head deductions. Intra-head deductions are called standard deductions. Right? Basically, all these put together, you will have your total income calculation, which is given in section 66, 67, 68. Right? So this is the entire structure. Basic structure, right? Basic structure. Want a picture. And let me know, did you understand? Yes or no, guys? Come on, all of you. Anybody's? Any doubts? This is the basic structure of the entire income tax. This only we have to study. And in that, a little extra masala will be there. Business trust. Then you'll have, what do you say, HUF, trust, political trust, charitable trust, like that. But ultimately, it's the same. Perfect. Right? Yes. So generally, guys, you would have seen some cases. I'll some random case I'll write down. Is again one of the basic stuff that you need to know. Let's say Rajnikant versus CIT. You would have seen this, no? 47, C8, 560. Just random number I'm writing. Madras 2025. Something like that you would have seen. This is called as a citation. Case law citation. First party is always who has filed the case. Who has filed the case? Called as the petitioner. Also called as the plaintiff. Person who has sued, person who has put the case is called as a petitioner or a plaintiff. Versus commissioner of income tax. This guy called as the respondent. Defendant. Correct, Shakti. It is the case law. So this part, no, talks about where is it recorded. It will generally be in the AIR, All India Report. this is, when I say Madras, it means it's the High Court, Madras High Court. And this is the year in which it is filed. So this is the general rule regarding the citation. General rule regarding the citation. Right? Yes. This is how it will go. Very simple. So if you see our page 8, A1, how the bill is passed, how the act is passed and all, you know that it goes through various, what do you say, uh, first Lok Sabha, then standing committee, Rajya Sabha, standing committee, and then your the president will pass the legislation. So when you, I've already discussed subsection, clause, and all this, you can go through provision, proviso, all those things, very simple stuff. Then of course your definitions will begin, which we need to see one by one. That's okay. As and when we keep doing, we'll check all those things. Not to worry. Right. So the interesting definition here is the definition of India, page A2. Again, you see means the territory of India. And they use the word what? Territorial waters. And they use the word continental shelf. Continental shelf. So what is that? A little bit we'll discuss quickly. So if you take the southern part of India, let's stick to that. Sorry, became a little more. Right? There is here Sri Lanka. Assume guys is India. Right? Now, anything up to 12 nautical miles. Up to 12 nautical miles. This is called as the territorial waters. Territorial waters. 12 nautical miles. Now, if I need to have, and from here up to 200 nautical miles, to 200 nautical miles, right? That includes 12, mind you. Up to 12, it is territorial waters. Let's say 12 to 200, which is around 188. After 12, no? 188. So that if I have any business there, maybe I have oil mining there somewhere. Now this is called as economic zone or continental shelf. Economic or continental shelf. 12, 188 more, overall 200. The moment it crosses 200, 201 onwards, this will be international waters. International waters. And international waters taxation will be based on treaty. That is your international taxation, double tax avoidance agreements and all those things. So your direct taxes will come for around 70 marks. International tax roughly around 30 marks. Best part is international tax 20 to 25 hours is all it takes to earn 30 marks. Direct tax, the remaining number of hours. So many hours for 70 marks. International tax 25 to 30 hours. 25 hours you can finish up. You'll get 30 marks in your pocket. High scoring. So that's why it is balanced out. No problem. Right. So this is your territorial waters and all those things. So you see SSC definition. SSE again 2 clause 7 2 clause 31. Here you're given territorial waters, 12 nautical miles, continental shelf up to 200 nautical miles as discussed. So SSE, person by whom any tax or any other sum of money is payable under the act. Right? We'll discuss more about SSE going forward. No problem. So, just an example quickly. We'll discuss that later. You will be an SSE because you will be earning that income, right? Let's say you have never filed your return. You have never filed your return. I come to know you have lot of money hidden. Your income has escaped assessment because you have lied. You have never filed your return only. Roadside vendors, they would have never, if you ask the income tax return, they'll say, what is it? But they would have minted money. Today I come to know that one fellow has earned 25 crore, not filed income tax return at all in his life. Now I will open a case against him, saying that, boss, you have not filed your income at all. That fellow will tell I'm not SSC at all because I've never filed my return. If I file my return, I'm an SSC. If I don't file my return, no problem. They said no. In respect of whom any proceeding has been initiated under the Act. That's it. You will be an SSC. Right? Tomorrow you will become a CA, CMA. You will go to a company and work as a consultant. They have to pay you 1 lakh rupees. They will pay you 90,000. 10K TDS they will deduct, tax deducted at source. This 10,000 they will not deposit to the government, they'll only eat it up. So 90K they'll pay, 10,000 gone. Now the question is, this 10,000, you are the SSC. It was supposed to be given to you, but then eaten by this. Are you the SSC? No. Yes, actually you are the SSC. But here who is the SSC? The company also becomes the SSC on your behalf. It's called deemed to be an SSC. You will hire a agent. You're a foreigner. Basically somebody is a foreigner. That fellow will hire you as his agent in India. Are you an SSE personally? Yes. Are you also deemed to be an SSE for somebody else? Yes. Because you are representing him. Are you deemed to be an SSE? Yes. Parents pass away, the entire income and the entire thing goes to the son or daughter is a minor. Minor, can he be an SSE? No, because you have to be a major to be an SSE. But there will be a guardian. Guardian will look after everything, deemed to be a necessity. And I told you now that company had to pay you 1 lakh. In that 90,000 they paid 10,000 TDS Swaha. Who committed default? Whose tax is not paid? Your tax is not paid. But who committed the default? Company committed the default. Company would be an SSE in default. As and when we keep on seeing, we'll see. I'm just giving you examples of what is SSE and SSE in default. The company will be called as what? SSE in default. Very simple. Person, you have everybody here, and you see interesting, person includes whatever you already know about the person that is there. But apart from that, it includes this, which means basically they've done everything in this anyway. Individual, HF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority, and all those things. Individual, Hindu undivided family, company, firm, association of person, body of individual, local authority, artificial juridical person. Artificial juridical person means what? You would have studied all this in inter, just giving you basics. Like university, temple. Temple generally will be run by trust, but if it's not run by trust, God. A temple where there is no trust, you will put money in that, no? In the donation box, you keep money. And that donation box, it's reaching 1 crore. Temple is not run by a trust. Just like that. Then that will become an artificial juridical person. University, there is no structure. University is an artificial juridical person. The person as defined in 213 includes all these people: individual, HF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority, all these people.